This is a huge and significant and very serious issue that we're dealing with.
To afford a one-bedroom apartment here in the county, you need to make over $100,000 a year.
Trying to get home after home after home, couldn't get one. Got lucky, put all my chips on the table, was like, I'm done.
That's what we're supposed to do is help each other, I think. You know, that's what I was taught anyway.
When we give, we receive.
I don't know, it kind of sounds like fantasy, to have a safe place to go to and have electricity and water.
Bay Area Bountiful is about agriculture. It's about feeding us. It's about land and water. It's about the health of our planet. It's about stories that matter. Bay Area Bountiful. Cultivate, celebrate, connect.
Bay Area Bountiful is made possible in part by Rocky the free-range chicken and Rosie the original organic chicken. The Sonoma County Agricultural Preservation and Open Space District, Made Local Magazine and Sonoma County Go Local, and through the generous support of Sonoma Water.
As home prices continue to rise and new construction is slow to meet sky-high demand, affordable housing remains hard to find in the Bay Area. From the North Bay to the Peninsula, some of the most vulnerable are benefiting from novel approaches to housing. We start in Sonoma County, where one city is taking a proactive approach to provide safe parking to people living in RVs on city streets, despite vocal opposition from residents.
The homelessness problem is a problem that is not unique to Sebastopol.
This is a huge and significant and very serious issue that we're dealing with. We've been dealing with Morris Street and the street campers there for a number of years.
The Morris Street issue, when we pay taxes and we live here, what I don't want to look at is those trailers.
Constituents deserve to have peace and not worry about an RV rolling up and parking in front of their house.
This is a terrible, terrible, terribly complicated and painful situation for everybody. They're not there because they want to. They're there because right now they have to be.
So I had to move out and I wasn't sure where I was going to go. I was lucky enough to have someone donate this RV for me to live in. So it works out good. It's all right. I've lived in Sebastopol for 20 years and I've worked here in many different places in town and only been homeless for about a year. The neighbors, the people that live here they're all fine people. We're just like everybody else. A lot of us have lived in this community for many years. Some of us were born here. And then there's some people who are just new here, but they've been shuffled along to the next spot.
I just got it I've had it a month. Yeah, people definitely look down on you. I mean, if I was a normie or whatever you want to call it, I might be a little intimidated by this area. You know what I mean? Regardless of what the nature of the people really are. I mean, if it's not something that you've seen, it looks like a bunch of, gypsies or something, and it might bug me too if I was, a long-term homeowner or something here. I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about it.
I have to say, as someone who uses the bike paths and the park, I'm appalled. I understand that they need a place, but whenever I don't want to say I don't want to group them all together. They're individual people with different needs and wants, and I understand that. But we all have a responsibility in a society to keep it clean for others, for ourselves. When they took this over and no one said anything, the sidewalk couldn't be used anymore, the bike path couldn't be used anymore. You look at the trash, we give a dumpster over there for people to use. There's trash everywhere. That's what upsets me personally as a concerned citizen. And then that's why people don't want this in their neighborhood, because this is what ends up happening. It's a conundrum that I think we all know exists in our country, especially with the prices here in California. And I don't have a quick fix, but it doesn't make it okay to take over a community. And I think getting it out from here after seeing what happened is very important.
You don't want to be the biggest slobs in the world, that's for sure. Some of us are worse than others, and so you got to make up for it, you know? There are people that decide to drive by honking their horn and yelling out disparaging comments. It's embarrassing, it's frustrating, it's demeaning to have people yell things like, you don't belong here, you have no right to be here. I mean, what's the point of doing that to anyone who's already having a hard time?
I don't know if these people never struggled or what, but I mean, I don't wish it on anybody to be homeless, but it would be justified if they could understand it, if that's what it would take to make somebody have a little compassion for everybody that's on the street. Everybody has their own story, and there's mental illness. There's, like mine's just a freak accident. I mean, it changed the whole course of my life. I didn't ask for it, and I didn't deserve it, but that's what happened. And so I'm just trying to get back to where I was, because that's what we're supposed to do is help each other. I think, that's what I was taught anyway. And it seems like somewhere along the way, like people forget that we're all people, and that's really what it's about,
The next step in addressing this issue would be a tiny village that would involve a fence around it, that would have services, that would have a manager, that would have a social worker, and that would have rules and regulations. So this was offered as a temporary solution to the issue of unhoused people parking along the Morris Street in downtown area, but actually all parts of our city.
We've been thinking about this idea for a long time, for a really long time. You already got the little parking spots right there. Just gotta use your imagination, but they're getting the ground ready and they're putting up fences. Once they do that, they're making spots for everybody, about 20 of them. And after that, everyone's gonna move in. So we just tell them in and they start living here. It's getting people to be better in life, to actually have a place to stay for a while and put their stuff where it's not gonna be stolen so they can actually go get a job. They're gonna get help. They're gonna be better.
It's a great neighborhood. People all know each other. It's a great little community. I've liked it a lot. We organized a neighborhood group that did go out and get legal help. There's a very good case. We tried to get an emergency stop, which they did not approve. It's just to let people know it's still going on. My main concern is that this is a big project that was put literally in my backyard, and I was not consulted or even warned about it.
I'm a homeowner less than a half mile away. It's really upsetting. I am asking you to not approve the operational agreement tonight for the Saves RV Village.
It's an absolute outrage. It's so out of touch. You're describing this project as like some sort of Disneyland for homeless people. It's absolutely surreal.
Sebastopol is very generous with very good intentions, and the way that Morris Street was developing and just the troubles they were having down there, and I think that was a major concern of City Council, that they desperately wanted to clean that up. And I understand. I understand there's a need for housing. I get that, and low-income housing. especially around here. I just want to be part of the conversation. You know, it's my neighborhood, it's my yard. It seems kind of like an experiment, and you know, I'm like a guinea pig in the experiment here. Let's see how it goes.
For the most part, everybody's just waiting to go up to the village now. So it's pretty cool. It's actually something that I didn't think that they'd be able to do. The scrutiny of the community wrapped around it almost made it seem like it would be something that would never happen. I don't know, it kind of sounds like fantasy, you know, to have a safe place to go to and have electricity and water and be able to actually, you know, work and save money in a good way. Start to like focus on moving forward rather than like, you know, just the everyday life of Morris Street and like trying just to stay out of trouble. I think it's a good model. The community is going to warm up to it, I hope, instead of being so skeptical. And I'm moving up there probably this afternoon. I'm going to head up there.
When I move my RV to the new facility, I will be able to look for a job because I won't have to worry about what's going on with my RV during the day. It'll be in a locked little community, you know, where we keep track of who goes in and out. We already look out for each other, but there's still strange things that go on. So I hope it works out.
Keep coming, looks good, keep coming.
Well, we have to do the thing every other day, just to keep feet or whatever, you know. Yeah, we'll focus on more important things now.
Right there. Perfect.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
She said thank you.
You're welcome.
Probably have to redo it. I couldn't feel it. All right, woohoo! Today's the day to start a new chapter. So I'm gonna be receiving safe parking. So I'll try to use it in a good way that helps me. And it's good because I know a lot of people here. In due course, I'll fix my life.
Just have to realize that people are going to be skeptical at first until they see something different. And so hopefully we can show them something different and it won't be all disparaging comments and stuff. So maybe we can give them something to be proud of. I don't know.
Just kidding.
I've been checking out the new scene, and we're just all getting used to the idea of coexisting here for a while, and everybody's kind of readjusting, I think.
Thank you so much, everybody.
It's like one big family of people. So I've been enjoying actually having some sanctuary
and not having to worry about cars driving by, and knowing that we're in charge of what we're doing here. You know, all these other things are so much easier to deal with. I'm stoked that I was able to make it here, you know. It's a blessing.
This is good. It's safe. I feel fortunate to be here. Whether it will be a solution that will help people, I think it will. It's supposed to just be transitional. So we're supposed to be working on stuff while we're here to get us to a better spot. You know, it's okay. It's okay.
Having a place like this is really important. As an example, this place could be a cool experiment for the community and for outside this area too. It could be something that could help the homeless situation in California and maybe help with people deciding to do better with their lives.
On the peninsula, finding a reasonably priced home has been a challenge for years. One agency that has been here to help is HIP Housing, short for Human Investment Project. It's an affordable housing nonprofit that serves residents of San Mateo County.
The needs in our county for housing transcends decades. In fact, being in the community for 50 years, the same types of challenges that we're facing now, we were facing 20, 30 years ago. Just housing challenges in general just haven't really dissipated here in this community with, you know, great job growth, but not enough housing to meet the demand. Rents are incredibly high. In order to afford a one-bedroom apartment here in the county, you need to make over $100,000 a year.
Since 1972, HIP has been implementing a solution taking hold around the country: home sharing.
So HIP Housing's role is to connect individuals with each other, and we help match individuals who have an extra room with someone who is in need of a room to rent.
Home sharing is a creative way to make use of existing housing stock. We have many thousands of homes here in the community with many thousands of empty bedrooms.
The home providers are individuals who have an extra room in their home, someone who is interested in sharing common spaces like the living room, the kitchen, sometimes the bathroom. There is no typical home share. You'll see that we have a variety of individuals living, working, or going to school here. Some of them can be working professionals, others can be seniors.
The key to the program's success has been the caring team of coordinators that set up and monitor home sharing matches.
Right, team. I think it's time to talk about matches.
Ms. Bronze, what about the match with Sandra and Tammy?
Sandra and Tammy in Daly City, it's going really well. I checked in with Sandra.
Does anybody have an update on Jim and Mike's match in San Mateo?
We spoke with Michael and he said the match is going very well.
Michael McDonald is a home provider in San Mateo.
I grew up in San Mateo, and I got this house 4 years ago, and I like it. It's a really nice place. I ran out of room, and Jim is in it.
And I had found Mike through HIP Housing. It just sounded like a great fit for me. I never thought about trying to get a one bedroom or like a duplex by myself. I think it's incredibly too expensive. This is California, not Texas.
Jim, sit down over here. Let's have some orange. They screen the people. So for me, I'm not out there advertising and having just a load of people either coming through here and you don't know who they are.
Mike just told me the basics. What I just need is for you just to respect the property, the very simple basic rules: clean up after yourself, have the rent on time.
Nothing better than a nice clean stove.
I gotta tell people they can use the kitchen because they gotta eat. Whether they do or not, that's their choice, but at least it's an option, you know. Same thing with laundry. It's like, it's here, why not use it, you know?
Late at night, just go in and work out here in the backyard. So, see, I got it.
This guy's built, man. He's working out all the time. And Jim is just a great guy, just like the perfect tenant. good fit, definitely a good fit. We're both football fans, both 49er fans. He doesn't like Dallas, so it's okay, you know, stuff like that. So it's a good thing.
Many of our matches do become friends, and they keep in touch even after they've decided to end their match. And it's actually been a couple of matches able to form such a strong relationship that they decide to get married. And it's a rare occurrence, but it does happen.
Well, Jim and I are not going to get married.
No.
I can tell you that.
I mean, it's very relaxed. Here, this is the first time I feel like I'm really, coming home. But this is the first time in years I feel like I have a home to come to.
Normalizing home sharing and getting folks interested, those are the outcomes that we all hope and strive for. You know, throughout the state and throughout the country, we've provided some technical support to other nonprofits that have launched programs of their own.
Food, housing, and community are about the essential things in life. We get to provide the housing and we get to provide the community, because a lot of these people, the seeker or the provider, are by themselves and they're trying to do life by themselves. And when we get them together and form a community, it's just really a beautiful thing. They both usually thrive. Peter has a great model. Everyone that I've put there has thrived physically and emotionally with what he has to offer.
So what are we having tonight for dinner?
Pablo picked a green bean potato salad.
Potato salad.
I'm aware of the shortage of housing, and my particular interest was in sharing my home with people who are facing special challenges. So I would say here, I've been in this area possibly 12 or 14 years, and for about a dozen years I've been sharing the extra bedrooms in my home with people who've had a variety of situations that they faced. This is a small three-bedroom home, and I make 2 of the rooms available for people to stay. And we provide here food and all living expenses. It's a place where somebody gets a safe place, but also the logistics of life are simplified. Basically with our food, our kind of motto is ask and gobble gobble, and me too. So ask is to ask for a recipe, and we have the various coming recipes here. People can ask for the recipe. And the gobble gobble is to come to the refrigerator and to eat something that's there. We hear brown rice, salad, vegetable green drinks, and special meals and some lentils. The tag along, or me too, is you see somebody cooking at the stove and you say, oh, me too, fix one for me too. So somebody who lives here can ask, they can gobble gobble, or they can me too the food.
I don't even have to go shopping. Peter does that. We just say, Alexa, add bananas to the shopping list. And Peter is so wonderful, he goes out and he does all the grocery shopping.
Alexa, add bananas to my shopping list.
You already have bananas on your shopping list.
A friend of mine, his name was Ron Remington, and he lived here with Peter. He lived at the house share that I was at before Peter's house here. And we all heard what a great guy Peter is, you know, how he does this whole vegan kitchen and everything like that. And so Ronnie told me about it, and I was just so happy because I had been at the transitional home for almost a year, and it was time for me to move on. This is going to be our beautiful garden area here at Peter's house, and he's laid all this beautiful concrete here. And we have a planter box up front by the garbage cans there. And let's see, I'm going to take you around to the back. I can't wait to show you these boxes. He spent about $200 on these planter boxes, and we've got the dirt filled in on them. It's really nice. He's done a lot of work. So we were thinking about doing some herbs. So there's a nice long planter box right over there. So I guess we'll go back in and get some dinner. Peter has prepared, he's got potato, green bean, salad, he said. So I'll be looking forward to having some of that.
I've found that it's the combination of good food, good movement, and what I call smiling faces, which is human contact, that increases our health. As Americans, we tend to be isolated. And when we're in good human contact with others, we tend to get healthy. So a benefit for anybody sharing their home, if they learn to do it, is their health improves, their own health.
We're asking a lot of two individuals, which is you've got two literal strangers, asking he or she to invite a perfect stranger into their home. It's a really big ask, and we're always grateful for each participant to give us the trust that's necessary, that leap of faith, to actually create that home share match.
I wish more people knew how important having a share program in the community is, because it's different than someone just renting a room in someone's home. We build relationships, and I think if more people knew that it was really a safe thing to do, because we really have a process that we check people out, I would hope more people would open their homes to people that need housing.
Sheldon, he's our other housemate, but I can't get him to pay his rent on time, so he pretty much just sleeps and eats and bathes on the sun over here on his sun rock. So, and I think they live pretty long, and he likes to play. I'm calling it play. I exercise him this way. He's quite a character.